John York, a McNairy County deputy, was shot in the back and murdered by Russ Hamilton. Hamilton got a full pardon after that. You have to wonder how this was allowed to happen. Well, stay tuned and find out. Now it seems that York's son and Hamilton had some sort of altercation, dispute, and it appears that Hamilton got the upper hand in that little battle. Well, apparently this angered John York, so he went out and arrested Hamilton for assaulting his son. The problem is, he didn't witness the altercation. He took his son's word for what had happened. He went out and arrested Hamilton. Having not witnessed the incident, he needed a warrant, but he didn't have one. But he arrested Hamilton, took him to Leon Butler's store in Chihuahua, and was filling the warrant out in the store. And Hamilton, apparently feeling as if he had been wronged by York, managed to get York's gun and shot him in the back, killing him. Now, Hamilton was actually tried 3 times for this crime. The first 2 ended up without a conviction. The 3rd time, he was convicted, sentenced to 10 years for second-degree murder. After that, it seems like that there was a flurry of activity. His defense attorney, several other attorneys became involved. Every juror, minus 1, wrote a letter to the governor asking that he be pardoned. The one that didn't, well, he had passed away. You even had state witnesses that wanted to see Hamilton pardoned. Judges became involved, sending letters to the governor on his behalf. And finally, Governor Browning gave him a full pardon. Now, the sad part of this story is whether Hamilton deserved that break or not. It led to a series of other incidents. He murdered at least 4 more people before Sheriff PUSSER killed him.
Be sure and subscribe and hit that bell so that you'll get notifications of new videos when they're released.
Now, one was his wife, Grace. He also killed his mother. He managed to murder an inmate in prison. And finally, he murdered a co-worker. And it really makes you wonder how he got out of prison so many times, having committed so many different murders. It makes no sense. Now, some people think that Hamilton got out of prison so often because people needed his services, the fact that he was such a cold-blooded killer. He and a friend of his were known to do drive-by shootings with a shotgun. So, that's just pure speculation. Right now, I don't have any way to either confirm or deny that that was what got him out of prison so many times. However, how does a person manage to kill so many different people and continually get out of prison?
If you want to learn the real story of Buford Pusser, you need to get my book, Buford Pusser, The Other Story. It is full of facts and information that you don't get anywhere else that I know of. It's the story as told by the people who live their own parts in the real tale. It's full of photographs, documents, lots of interesting things to see, and it pretty well outlines everything from Buford's birth up until the time of his death, and even after that, because the family became embroiled in a lot of lawsuits over his legacy. So, again, Buford Pusser, The Other Story. It's available at both Amazon.com and eBay.
Okay, today in a continuation of our story about Russ Hamilton, we're going to take a trip down to Chihuahua and go to the site where he killed his wife, tied her to a tree, and murdered her, and threw parts of her body into a pond. So the site is very different now than it was back then. As a matter of fact, the old home place is no longer there. The pond has been filled in with the remains of Russell Hamilton's old house. A new dwelling has been built in its place, but it's an interesting story. So stay tuned and we'll get to it.